to today's Jewellery lockdown lesson. Today we're making a ball of t-shirt yarn. The reason why it's so good to make a ball of yarn is it's one continuous thread of yarn that we can wrap up like a ball of wool, a ball of yarn that you would have, and use it accordingly. It also creates minimal waste from a very old t-shirt, so we're stopping it from going into the landfill. Bonus. So you will need for this awesome project is not a ball of yarn, you will need a t-shirt that you're willing to surrender and a pair of scissors. We don't really need to measure anything, so just those two items and come on back. So lay your t-shirt flat on the ground. We're going to make a cut from one underarm to the other underarm. So cutting away the top of the t-shirt. So I'm just going to do it so you can see on the camera. So you just cut across and then lay your t-shirt out flat as possible, just to make it easier to cut. And then fold over the t-shirt, but not all the way. Make sure you leave a couple of centimeters or an inch at the top. So it's folded over like so, and we're going to make lengthways cuts up to this point. So we're not going to cut to the end, right where I'm pointing with the scissors, and we're going to cut lots of lines across. So hopefully your scissors are sharp enough and it'll be easy. If they're not sharp, you just need to cut quite carefully, and it can be tiring on the hands, so take a break if you need to. My scissors aren't very sharp, so I have to be careful. So you see, we don't cut to the very end. And we're going to cut strips like this the whole way along the t-shirt. And each time we don't cut to the end, and just move your strip to the side and then move on to the next one. And if your scissors, like I say, aren't sharp, do take a break and rest your hand. And cut the end sewing right off. We don't need that. Let's find the biggest part of the sewing. So mine is quite big in this case, and line it up. We're going to be making cuts diagonally across. So from one side to the opposite diagonal, not opposite, we're going to go diagonally across. So each time we're going to be doing across. Once you've made the first cut, it's then quite easy to keep cutting across. So we're going to cut from here across to the left diagonally. And just take this slowly. So you see, I make that first cut. And so it begins, and you can just carry on in that manner. From now on, it will be the next cut available, but it will be diagonally across. So just keep on cutting in this manner. Again, just take your time. If you have strong scissors, great. And then as you get to the end, you'll find you have your yarn is ready. But what we need to do now is try and find the end of it. And as you do that, you can stretch it. Remember, it's that great material. So find the end and pull and stretch as you go. So if any bits are split, just tie them with a double knot, join them together. If you make mistakes along the way and it tears, you've accidentally cut something, that's fine. Just join it with a double knot and you will create your yarn still. Any labels that we don't need, any bits of sewing, just cut them off, and we can always join things on again in that double knot. To make the yarn, to start yourself off, I recommend wrapping it around your fingers 3 or 4 times in one direction and then a few times in another direction, and then just keep on turning and you'll start to form, slowly but surely, your ball of yarn. Watch it grow as you can wrap it around. Very therapeutic. So you will need to be patient, but you can make a huge ball of yarn. Just keep going. If there are separate parts, you could make separate balls of yarn, as I'm about to show you. It doesn't always have to be one ball. There we go. So much fun. T-shirt yarn. This in fact all came from one t-shirt. I'm going to keep them separately, but remember you can just tie double knots to connect them. And now you have the yarn to use in many t-shirt crafts. So have fun making, and don't forget to share your pictures, #lockdownlessons, #Jewellery. And I will see you for the next lockdown lesson very soon. Bye.